Yeah, we'll do the whole start again. Don't worry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I see. I'm disappointed.
Right.
Carl sent me his predictions.
Yeah. Kyle sent his predictions through.
Yeah. Anyway, let's. Welcome, ladies and gents, to another major players prediction show. We're making history, ladies and gents. It's the first time ever in PWC history that myself, your mother's favorite podcaster and the CEO of the PW, are bringing you a one-on-one show. Look at this. The two of us together in Nashville. What's up?
Well, this is a history-making moment, as Mitchell Cole would say.
First time ever.
Vintage Nashville.
All right. All right. We're not going to talk about WWE, though. We are talking about AEW this time. And it is AEW's Revolution, which is a stacked card, guys. It is a huge amount of matches on this card. 9 matches is what we're getting. Before we get into that match card and stuff, we need to go over the score. The 3 premium live events, let's call them that, because we've already had WWE at this point. This is how the scores look. So before I get the scores, actually, Elimination Chamber was quite an interesting one regarding myself and Nash, because we were at the bottom going into this pay-per-view. We were tied for the bottom, and we pulled something out of a hat here because Jeremy got the lowest score from Chamber with a measly 4 points. That's all Jeremy got. Then Kyle got 5 on that one. I got 6, and Nashville came out on top with a 7-pointer right there. So well done to Nashville. How this leaves the overall scores, though, it changes quite a lot because Jericho, second place before the pay-per-view, is now in last place with 10 points. I'm in 11 points. Then Nashville with 12. And somehow, some way in the world, Kyle finds himself with 4 at the top of the table. But we know Kyle's weakness. And Kyle's weakness is AEW. Right? Kyle does not watch AEW at all. Which now brings us to our premium live event. It is AEW's Revolution. And let me go through the match card for you. So we've got Jade Cargill with Smart Mark Sterling, of course, as always, taking on Tay Conti with Anna Jay in her corner. And that is for the AEW TBS Championship. We also then have the Face of the Revolution ladder match, where the winner of that match gets a future AEW TNT Championship match. And in that one, we've got Keith Lee, Wardlow, who's being accompanied by with Sean Spears, Powerhouse Hobbs, Ricky Starks, Orange Cassidy, and then either Penta Oscuro or Buddy Matthews. That match will take place on Dynamite this coming up. Of course, we record these always a week before, so it's the Sunday. So we don't know what happens in the go-home shows of either Dynamite and Rampage. We then have a 3-way tag for the AEW Tag Team Championship, and that is Jurassic Express, which will be Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, with Christian Cage by ringside. They're the champions, taking on Red Dragon, which is Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly, and then a third team to be announced, which I assume will happen on Dynamite. Maybe a little match between, who knows. We'll get to that because we've got a thing about the prediction for that. So I don't want to give away too much. We then have a 6-man tornado tag match, which will be the Andrade Hardy Family Office, which is Andrade El Idolo, Matt Hardy, and Isaiah Cassidy, with Mark Quinn and Jose the assistant at ringside. And of course, Sammy Guevara, Sting, and Darby Allin on the other one, which is pretty much a makeshift 6-man tag. We'll speak more about that moving forward. We then have Chris Jericho with Jake Hager by side, taking on Eddie Kingston with Santana and Ortiz by his side. in a singles match. We then have a highly anticipated singles match. Danielson taking on John Moxley. We then have a dog collar match, which will be Punk taking on MJF. And then, of course, the two big title matches. Brit Baker, DMD, with Rebel and Jamie Hayter by her side. Rosa, that's for the AEW Women's World Championship. And then the men's AEW World Championship match, Hangman Adam Page taking on Adam Cole. Baby! You have to do it like that. You have to. All right, so Nashville, let's get into this pay-per-view. It's a long pay-per-view. Just also this pay-per-view, like, is there a reason AEW is making a 9-match pay-per-view? I mean, we know WWE used to do this in the past. I mean, you used to get about 9 or 10 matches per pay-per-view. Recently, we haven't had more than other than Elimination Chamber, where we had 7. So it's kind of interesting to see that AEW is stacking it. And what are your thoughts on that? I want to get your thoughts on that one first before we get into predictions and stuff.
I've made my thoughts very vocal back in the AEW All Out pay-per-view that I dislike big match cards, and it's something that WWE has done in the past. I disliked it when they did it, and now I'm not liking it when AEW is doing it, because I want AEW to succeed. As much as we don't like sometimes they throw too much bombs at WWE and they go overly board with their trying to take over WWE, and they have their mishaps and their mistakes. But at the end of the day, we want them to succeed. And if they're making a WWE mistake, it's something that I'm not really into. But, I mean, if you look at most of the most of the matches on this card, I'd say with the exception of maybe 1 or 2, the rest pretty much makes sense to be here. But, I mean, 9 matches on a card, I think some of this could have been saved for maybe a Dynamite or maybe even another little, show that they do. But I guess they want to stack the card as much as they can. I know it's a WWE mistake, but I think the only problem I have is that there are too many matches on this card. But looking at the matches themselves, I mean, the title matches, the people who are participating, I think it's going to be a pretty good show. So, I mean, if they don't drag on to too many matches or they don't do too many shenanigans, I think AEW's Revolution 2022 should be a pretty good show.
Look, I agree with you. I mean, on paper, this should be a fantastic show. There is a few matches which I don't feel need to be on a pay-per-view. We'll get into that a little bit. There's about 3 matches on this card which I don't think needed to take place at the pay-per-view. And we'll get to that. And in fact, let's get to that now, because we're going to start off with the first match, and our first prediction is a match which I believe could have taken place on a Dynamite or Rampage and would have been just as interesting as that. And that's the Andrade Hardy family match versus Sammy Guevara, Sting, and Darby Allin. Now, honestly, I like what's going on with Andrade and Matt Hardy. I like that sort of Andrade sort of like bought over the Hardy office family. And I think that kind of builds up to the fact that Matt and Jeff Hardy did say that they want to have one last run as a tag team. So I think that kind of like edges Hardy out of that family a little bit, which is good. It is good. It gives Andrade something to do. Since his debut, like most people in AEW, they haven't done much. All right. Andrade hasn't really done a lot in AEW since his debut. But what confuses me about this match is the inclusion of Sammy Guevara. Now, it's weird because Sting and Darby Allin, they've been together for a while. They've had this sort of connection. How does Sammy Guevara fit into all of this? Like, it was just literally in my mind, booking was like, we don't have something for Sammy. He's sort of left the inner circle, but not quite left it. He's threatened to leave us the second time. Let's throw him in a match against Andrade and in the rest of them. And I mean, there's no beef here. There's no reason for these 6 men to have a fight. They're trying to give us some like lackluster thing that Andrade is angry with Sting. But I mean, I don't know. Personally, I feel like this could have been done on Dynamite. That's my thoughts. With that being said, I have to give it to like for this one, just for the victor itself. It just confuses me a little bit because if Andrade and the Hardy family win, it progresses their storyline perfectly. Sammy, Sting, and Darby Allin need a win because they haven't done much in AEW at the moment, and a win could help them momentum rather push them forward. So I'm going with an Andrade Hardy family win, in the sense that I lie. I'm going with a Sammy, Sting, and Darby Allin win, in the sense that they're going to win. Andrade and Matt Hardy are going to argue amongst themselves. That's going to give them the victory. And then that's going to cause the friction between Andrade and Hardy. And Matt Hardy's going to get kicked out of the family. That's how I kind of see it. What are your thoughts on this one? Nash?
I'm with you on this. Like, I can see, like, I've been watching AEW for the past few weeks, and Andrade and Matt Hardy have just been sort of getting at each other's throats, and it seems like a breakup is imminent. And not just with this stable, I think with quite a few stables in AEW that are kind of breaking up. For example, MJF's stable, Wardlow's kind of walking out and stuff like that. So it seems like maybe factionalism in AEW may be phasing out. I could be wrong. But I do see a lot of stables sticking together, but not as many as we used to have, where it came sort of like an NJPW situation where everybody was part of the stable. But yeah, I see Andrade and Hardy have been going at it for a while. So I see Sammy Guevara, I believe he's still the TNT champion. So he's teaming up with Darby Allin and Sting. They're going to get the win. It gives them some momentum, keeps their credibility up. And we're going to see Andrade and Hardy break up. The whole reason for this match is to just get Hardy and Andrade to break up the Matt Hardy family office. So, yeah, I'm going with the Sammy Guevara, Sting, and Darby Allin win. And I think after this match, finally, the Hardys and Andrade are going to break away. And I got a feeling that the rest of the Matt Hardy family office is going to sort of impeach Matt Hardy as the leader of their team and fall under Andrade as their new leader. And Hardy will either probably leave WWE, or maybe Jeff Hardy will come to AEW, and we have the Hardy Boys' final reunion as they ride into the sunset of their careers.
Look, I agree with you on that one. I do think they're going to split up. And I do think before they split up, Jeff Hardy is going to come out of the woodworks and join sort of the faction, in the sense they're going to and then destroy the faction at the same time. I think their first match in AEW will probably be, maybe Matt Hardy and Jeff versus Andrade and I don't know who can. There's so many in that faction actually. Probably like Isaiah Cassidy, since they're giving Isaiah a lot more. I think he's getting a lot more screen time than what's his partner's name? Mark Quinn. Isn't it Mark Quinn?
Yeah, Mark Quinn. Mark Quinn.
Yeah, well, Mark Quinn, yeah. Private Party, that's what they are, right?
Yes.
As a tag team, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. I think you'll see something like that. And I think I don't see the Andrade family going through. I think once the Hardy Boys sort of destroy it, I think Private Party will be on their own. Andrade and his butler will be by themselves, and that's how it will be. And I agree with you on the one thing. I do think AEW is getting rid of a lot of their factions. In the Pinnacle sort of just seems to have disbanded by itself without anyone really, saying anything. I mean, we have joined MJF at ringside with CM Punk, so it's kind of like it's just not gone, But anyway, you've got Jeremy's prediction. What does Jeremy say about this one?
Well, I mean, Jeremy, I know he's a huge fan of Sammy Guevara, so I think he's actually going to go with Sting and Darby Allin, because he knows Sting longer than us. He actually, I think he schooled with Sting back in the day. They go way back. So yeah, I think we're going to go with Guevara, Sting, and Allin on this one.
All right. I just have to apologize. My camera's doing something very funny. It's like falling around, and I don't know what's going on there, but I'm trying to sort it out. Prediction. And I know Kyle is a big Darby Allin fan, because that's the only guy he knows in AEW, actually.
Yeah.
So I think Kyle, let me just double check this. Yeah, it looks like Kyle is going with our prediction as well, because basically the only person he knows is Darby Allin, so he is going with them as well for the victory, which means we're all going with the same thing on this one. And I suppose that's enough about this match. Let's move on to our next match, which I also feel shouldn't really be on the pay-per-view. I mean, and it kills me to say this because I kind of like both of them. I like both the guys in this match. I think it's fun. I think it's a good match. And that is the TBS Women's Championship match. Jade Cargill, Tay Conti. As much as credit as I want to give AEW, they are trying to bolster their women's division. They're trying to give us a reason to watch their women's division. Just feel like they're not getting what the people want. And we're getting basically just a reshuffle of like 5 or 6 being thrown in. And that includes the AEW Women's Championship match. I mean, think about in the last year, Nash, how many ladies have actually been at the top of that division? I mean, Jade Cargill, Tay Conti, Brit Baker, Thunder Rosa. Who else? It's been those 4 like on rotation. You know?
Yeah.
Something that that they're trying to address, but I don't know if they don't have enough people. I mean, you've got some good talented ladies that are sitting on the sidelines and not getting the recognition they deserve. Like ladies like okay, like Aew was fantastic in Impact when she was there. She was one of the unsung heroes of the knockout division, in my opinion. Came to AEW, became the bunny, joined and then what? Basically looks like a dominatrix at this point. Yeah, but for Jade Cargill and Tay Conti, I don't think Tay Conti has the current feel to be a champion yet. I think Jade Cargill still has a lot more to give as a TBS champion. But in the same breath, I don't care about the TBS championship match. I don't care about that belt. It made absolutely no sense to me for AEW to introduce a secondary female. It made no sense. They didn't even have a full division to make a proper first division belt. Now they had to make a second belt. It made no sense to me. But anyway, that's my thoughts. I'm going with Jade Cargill on this one for the victory. I think she's going to retain it. I do think she has a lot of unwritten stuff with the bunny still. I think we might see the bunny probably be the next contender after this. I think take on AEW Championship run again. I don't know. This is a rotation, you know. So yeah, I'm going with Jade Cargill on this one to take it. And looks like his prediction. If you think of Alexa Bliss as his WWE pay, Conti is the one for AEW. Let's be honest. So I mean, she could be in a match against like Wardlow, and he'll still go for Tay Conti to win. So that's not even a joke around this. We know Tay Conti is going to be Kyle's prediction on this one.
Yeah, it's a given.
What does Jeremy say?
Well, Jeremy is actually going with Jade Cargill, and in brackets he puts here, thickness is my sickness. So I guess because Jade Cargill is like Naomi for him in AEW, I think this is why he's going with Jade Cargill.
Naomi with a whole lot more.
Baby got back is all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Now, I actually have to agree with all of you except for Kyle. I think Jade Cargill's gonna win, and here's why. Okay, for me as well. Jade Cargill kind of fits my mold of what I kind of like, sort of in women, but she's just got that thing about her. You know, she looks a little bit like Storm from the X-Men, and she's got that fire, that streak. She has been built up to the point that she's believable as a champion. Now, while AEW's women's division is a bit shallow in terms of its talent pool, I think what AEW was trying to do here was to create a secondary division and try to show that, yes, men's and women's wrestling can both have mid-card titles. Because I view the AEW TBS Championship as a women's version of a mid-card title in AEW. But I don't think they made the right move in creating it because the talent pool is so thin. And what they wanted to do is, if you look at the men's side of AEW, the TNT Championship really is the mid-card title, while the TBS Championship on the women's side is their mid-card title. That's the kind of thing that they tried to do here. And I think while the talent pool isn't that thin, it's a good concept. But I mean, if they had a more depth in the talent pool, this would have made more sense, because really there's no one really to step up and challenge for it. And Tay Conti right now is not at the level to challenge for the TV. She doesn't fit that championship caliber, in my personal opinion. I know Kyle's going to kill me for this one, but I don't care. Tay Conti right now is not championship material. Jade Cargill just became champion. She's not going to lose it. She's still, I think the officials in AEW are quite high on her. So I don't see Jade Cargill losing the title just yet. I'd give it maybe until the summer, or maybe even a little bit before the summer. She might just lose it. But for now, I'm going with Jade Cargill for the win, because I do not see her dropping the AEW TBS Championship anytime soon.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that one. So I've just switched my camera off because it's going all funny. I don't know what's going on my side, but you can still hear my voice. It's all good.
Yeah.
We're gonna move on to the face of the Revolution ladder match rather. And this one, just to recap, we've got Keith Lee, Wardlow with Sean Spears, of course, at ringside, Powerhouse Hobbs, Ricky Starks, Orange Cassidy, and then either Penta Oscuro or Buddy Matthews. And of course, the winner of this gets a TNT championship match, a future TNT championship match. Nashville, I'm going to start with this one on you, because I know you love ladder matches. You love multi-man ladder matches. And there's a couple of names in here which I know you're a big fan of. So take it away.
Yeah. Man, I am getting the same vibes I did when I saw Pac versus Andrade El Idolo in AEW All Out last year. This match just makes me, this is a wet dream if you look at it. I mean, you've got a good mix of powerhouses and my personal favorite in high-flying wrestlers. And I think we should actually add an extra point on this, because if we can get either Penta Oscuro or Buddy Matthews right, you get an extra point. So I think we should incorporate that for this match as well. An extra point if you get the sixth participant right. But man, oh man, do I love ladder matches. I have been a fan of ladder matches since I can remember. Like, I used to love watching all the Money in the Bank ladder matches. I mean, the matches before that, even where they had multi-man ladder matches. I mean, the Hardy Boys, the TLC 2 match at WrestleMania X7. I loved that match. So when it comes to ladders, and if there's more than 2 guys in the ring, I'm all for it. Or at least more than 3. I mean, 3 is like a standard for ladder matches, in my personal opinion. But, ooh, this match, man. This match just makes me, like, you know what? When I look at this match, I just want to turn into that fat kid at what was it? I can't remember. It was some wrestling convention where I go, it's still real to me, damn it. That's how I feel when I look at this match. So thinking of who could come out on top in this match, I mean, damn, it's not really a tough one if you look at it, because look at it this way, right? I see Buddy Matthews entering this match. We all know him from WWE's Buddy Murphy in 205 Live. He was one of the, in my personal opinion, one of the greatest cruiserweight champions in WWE history. I'm talking about the new lineage, not the old one, the purple title. He was one of the best, other than Mustafa Ali, not Mustafa Ali, who was it? Cedric Alexander, yeah. Buddy Matthews was one of the best champions. He had a great run. He's a very talented guy. Most people underrate him. Most people don't really know how good he is. Well, but I'll tell you this.
Sorry, Dash. Carry on. I'll tell you now. Carry on.
Practically every single time Buddy Matthews stepped in the ring, he was an awesome wrestler. He's extremely talented. So for my pick of who's going to be the 6th participant, I'm going with Buddy Matthews. I do not see Penta Oscuro being part of this match. And I'm looking at who could win. I mean, Orange Cassidy doesn't need it. Ricky Starks already has the FTW championship. He doesn't need it. I don't see Powerhouse Hobbs being at that level yet. And Wardlow, I see him breaking away from the his stable with Sean Spears, and I think that stable might actually cost him the win. So the only logical person to win this match is the one who's the hottest right now in this match, and that has got to be the former Bearcat from WWE. We are all going to bask in his limitless glory. Keith Lee is going to win this match, and he's going to go on to challenge Sammy Guevara for the AEW TNT Championship. So my pick for the sixth participant is Buddy Matthews, and my prediction for the winner is Keith Lee.
All right. So I was going to stop you there because you left out one of the greatest cruiserweight champions of that era.
Don't say it. I know what you can't have his name in my presence. Don't do it, man. I'll walk out.
Bada bing! Realest guy in the room. How you doing?
I'm out of here.
Doesn't want to acknowledge. Doesn't want to acknowledge great wrestlers.
Great, my left.
Yeah. Look, I can't add much more on that ladder match than what Nash put in there. I mean, you heard how hyped up he is about this match, and I am too. I love a good ladder match. I mean, I'm a huge fan of the Royal Rumble. You guys know this, but my second type of match is always Money in the Bank. I love Money in the Bank ladder matches because they're fun to watch. They really are just great matches to watch. And this one, again, you have such amazing talent in the sense that you've got two of the most, I want to put them as the most like interesting characters on AEW at the moment in Ricky Starks and Wardlow. Now, they're complete opposite of who they really are. I mean, Ricky Starks is probably one of the best up-and-coming technical high flyers. And I know it's a weird thing to call him a technical high flyer, but I mean, you look at someone like Pac, he's a technical high flyer. I mean, that guy can jump off the rope and put in an arm bar while he's in the air, and that is a watch and see. Ricky Starks is sort of in, I wouldn't put him in the same ballpark as Pac. You know, he's getting into that high-flying technical side. And then Wardlow is just your beast. I mean, you give this man, if you give him the same WWE gave in 2005 to Wardlow, man, you've got a power man on your side right there. The only downside about Wardlow is he's just terrible on the mic. He's horrible on the microphone. But Brock Lesnar at one point, you know what I mean? With regards to either Penta Oscuro or Buddy Matthews, I agree into entering this match. He's got no real reason to be in this match. I mean, Buddy Matthews is hot. He's fresh off his his 90-day non-compete clause. He's finally back in the ring. He's sort of joined the House of Black, which is a thing that's going to happen, I guess. There's also rumors that he's joined the CYN, which is the Choose Your Own Narrative, the one started by EC3 and Adam Scherr. There's rumors that he's joined that, but I'm not sure about that one. But yeah, I have to go with Buddy Matthews, being in on this match. And then you guys know my pick, let's be honest. All right. You guys were around when I marked out when he made his debut on Raw. You know, you guys were around when he became a 2-belt champion in NXT. He is. There we go. That's my pick. Of course, it's going to be Keith Lee. There's no one else. And then let's go Kyle's prediction. So Kyle is changing the script as always. He is picking Keith Lee to win, though, so that's interesting. However, he doesn't think Buddy Matthews is going to be in the match. He's going with Penta instead, you know, because it's Kyle, and that's what Kyle does, I guess. Maybe he doesn't know who Buddy Matthews is. I don't know. And what does Jeremy say on this whole thing?
His pick, he's actually, I think he's in the same boat as Kyle, that he doesn't know who Buddy Matthews is. I guess he's never watched as many 205 Live episodes as I have to know how great Buddy Matthews is. He's going with Penta for the pick, and for the win, in keeping with tradition of the fact that we all say he looks like Taz, he's actually going with Taz's protege here in Powerhouse Hobbs. So that is an interesting thing. Jeremy's going with Powerhouse Hobbs for the win.
Okay. Jeremy's going for it, I guess. That's one way to put it.
Like
that's cool. Well done. Yeah. Which I'll be honest with you, I was not feeling at all, and that promo. Jericho versus Eddie Kingston. Okay. Now, you guys know I'm a huge Chris Jericho fan. Probably the biggest Chris Jericho fan in South Africa. I want the man to retire. I think he needs to come to a halt. His last few matches have not been Chris Jericho great wrestling. Let's be honest, yeah. Promo, 100% always been the greatest. Time around the last year or so, I think the whole matches with MJF kind of emphasize the point that it's time, and I've accepted that. As a Chris Jericho fan, I've accepted that he needs to now hang up the boots, maybe focus on the band, maybe focus on being a manager, something like that, help the younger guys out. I get that. But with that being said, I love Eddie Kingston as well. I think that Eddie Kingston has of just like the stoner, just brawler, no care in the world attitude is what I love about Eddie Kingston. And I hate to say it, I do, but I do think Eddie Kingston's going to win this match. I think Eddie has a lot more to lose right now. Eddie Kingston needs a big victory. He needs something. I mean, he had that storyline with John Moxley a while ago with Kenny Omega and all that tag teaming stuff that he was doing, and sort of just faded a little bit into obscurity after that. And I think this will be a good comeback for Eddie Kingston. I love Chris Jericho, don't get me wrong, but I feel I have to lean. Jericho doesn't need a win. Jericho's already in the Hall of Fame in like 4 different genres. Let's be honest. He's going to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame soon. WWE Hall of Fame. If a Hall of Fame, he'll be in that too. WCW, if they have a Hall of Fame, he'll be in that one as well. Hell yeah, they'll probably just put him in the Impact Hall of Fame for any reason as well, because he's Chris Jericho, let's be honest. So, yeah, Eddie Kingston for me has to take this one, I think. I'm just looking at Kyle's as well. Kyle, he hates Chris Jericho. That's a fact. He doesn't like Chris Jericho because, well, let's just face it, Kyle doesn't like good wrestling. So he's picked Eddie Kingston as well. What does Jeremy say on this one, Nashville, before we get to your thoughts?
Well, we all know how much Jeremy dislikes you, and he dislikes the fact that you're a fan of Chris Jericho. So he's actually going with Eddie Kingston for the win. And I actually have to agree with him. I mean, at least I have to say, fans, you have a lot of sense in you. You're not like Kyle, where it seems like Alexa Bliss is not coming back, and he still picks her to win every single match. And the one time he never picks her is the time that she shows up. At least you have a little bit of sense to know that Chris Jericho cannot win this match. So, and then it
hurts me. It hurts me so much to root against him, but it's reality. We've got to look at this. It's life. He's old now. Like what? He's closing in on 50. I think he's past 50 actually.
Yeah, I think he's past 50. Or somewhere around there. I'm not sure, but yeah, it's time for Chris Jericho to move into a more managerial role or stick to commentary like he's doing on Rampage, because I think he's got a lot to offer in terms of his voice. Whenever he's cutting a promo or he's sitting on commentary, he just adds that more value. I look at him probably sort of like a Paul Heyman, sort of giving the younger guys a rub, putting them on a pedestal, being a manager. And I think
I agree with you 100% there, yeah.
The one guy that Chris Jericho could really be an awesome manager for once he breaks away from MJF's stable could be a Wardlow, because I think Wardlow, like you said, he's not great on the mic, but if Jericho is paired up with him as a manager, Wardlow has all the skills to make it. I look at Wardlow now, sort of, and I've seen a meme like this online, Wardlow is sort of like the Batista right now of AEW. He's breaking away and coming into his own, and that's a great thing. But coming back to this match, there is no way I could see Jericho winning this. It's definitely going to be Eddie Kingston for the win, and I could possibly see shenanigans. I know this is Jeremy's gimmick, but I'm going to do a little bit of gimmick infringement right now with shenanigans in this match, coming from Santana and Ortiz, based off their hatred towards Jericho, holding them down and such. So they're going to probably take out Jake Hager at ringside and cost Jericho the match. So that's how Jericho's going to win. I don't see, well, I see Eddie Kingston winning cleanly, but I see that Proud and Powerful in Santana and Ortiz could be a determining factor in how Eddie Kingston wins this match, because Jericho will be distracted. So yeah, I'm going with Eddie Kingston to win, and yeah that's my pick.
Chris Jericho winning the match is via disqualification. And that sense is that attack Chris Jericho and give him the win, because they attacked him on behalf of Eddie Kingston. But knowing AEW, they don't like the DQ finish. They don't do it often, at least. I think what I personally think will happen is, like you suggest, there'll be a distraction. Eddie Kingston will get him with, like, you know, the most devastating move in all, the schoolboy roll up, get the 1, 2, 3, a fight breaks out afterwards, and Santana and Ortiz beat down Chris Jericho and Jake Hager, and then maybe like in a time or next Dynamite, we have Chris Jericho and Jake Hager taking on Santana Ortiz, and that would be the Inner Circle. I think that'll be the final match, or the final nail in the coffin of the Inner Circle. And then I agree 100% with you. Chris Jericho needs to go and manage Wardlow. Those two would be amazing. Imagine the promos. Imagine the promos that we can get from Chris Jericho with Wardlow by his side. That'll be fantastic. Yeah, so we're moving on ahead, and we're getting into a match which, in a sense, is face scenario, but both have had tendencies, let's put them as that, to look to the evil side. And that is Bryan Danielson taking on Jon Moxley. Back on, the only two reasons these two are fighting is that Bryan wants to make Bryan Danielson, rather, let's not confuse the two, wants to make a faction with Jon Moxley as part of this group. Jon Moxley says he will only team with someone that he's bled with. And hence we have this match. Going into this match, I'm going to get Nash's thoughts on this first. How do you see this match playing out? What's your prediction on this one?
This is a match that I've been looking forward to since November Full Gear last year. If we look at it in context, there was a tournament going into Full Gear, and the finals looked like it was set ahead of time. It was going to be Bryan Danielson versus Jon Moxley. Unfortunately, Jon Moxley needed to get help, and I'm glad that he did. He took the time away, he stepped away, went into rehab, got the help he needed, which is great. But I'm so happy that we're finally getting this match at Revolution. And I honestly believe that if Jon Moxley hadn't left, Bryan Danielson would have defeated him at Full Gear and went on to challenge for the AEW World Championship. I know, and I have to address this because I did say it last year, I am wrong, and I'm mad enough to admit that I was wrong, when I said that Bryan Danielson would win the AEW World Championship by the end of the year, and at Revolution would get Danielson versus Punk. Unfortunately, the writers at AEW are not as creative as I am, so it's understandable why they didn't go in that direction. They don't understand greatness when they see it, so it's fine. But I'm really happy to see Bryan Danielson versus Mox right here. This is an awesome match. This is I know I'm a guy that loves high flying. I love ladder matches. I love that stuff, but and occasionally I do love two really good, solid technical wrestlers. Or I'd say Danielson's more of a technical wrestler, and Moxley's more of a brawler type. So these two mesh together.
It just brings up, to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah, but I I'm trying to recall. I don't ever recall in WWE Daniel Bryan ever facing Dean Ambrose. So this will actually be the first time we're seeing Danielson and Moxley. And this is going to be an awesome match. Who's going to win? It's a bit of a toss-up. But if I know if I know AEW rather, I'm going to go. I've never really thought about it until now, but I think I'm going to go with Danielson. No. I'm going to go with Moxley for the win. Moxley's going to win this, and we're going to get Danielson probably telling Moxley after the match that you beat me, you're a better man than me, and that's why we should be a great tag team. At least that's how I see this playing out. I don't see Moxley losing this close, just coming back. He needs that momentum. Danielson can always recover. He doesn't need the momentum. I mean, he just had a great match against Daniel Garcia on Dynamite. So, I mean, he doesn't really need the momentum. Moxley in his first pay-per-view match back since, I think, All Out. So this, I see Moxley for the win, and I do see Moxley and Danielson teaming up and creating a tag team coming out of this match.
All right, just to correct you, which I don't get to do often, but I'm going to. We have had Bryan versus Dean Ambrose. Took place in 3 times, according to cagematch.com. They took place on October 21st, 2013 on an episode of Raw. Then again on May 10th. May 10th was the first one in 2013 on an episode of SmackDown. They were both drafted to Raw. Then on a live event in the 9th of September. That wasn't televised, that one. And then Dean Ambrose, Bryan on the 21st of October 2013 for the United States Championship. On Raw, they fought. Dean Ambrose was the US champion at the time.
Those were rather forgettable matches.
I just hold on. I just proved Nashville wrong. All right, mark this in your calendars when you watch this. The Vas man was correct. Nash wrong.
Doesn't happen often.
But it happened today. All right. What does Jeremy say about this one?
Jeremy is going with Bryan Danielson for the win, actually. Don't know why, but Jeremy's going with Bryan Danielson for the win here.
Okay, well, you know what? I agree with that. And I'll give you my reason behind it, though. I think this is going to be a bust of a match. Probably match. I think the two have gotten so much good hype over the last few months. I think if it comes to AEW booking, I think these two have been booked correctly going forward. There was a slight issue with obviously what you're talking about Full Gear, but of course, for obvious reasons, that and Bryan Danielson got a bit of a knock in that respect. But I think booking wise, other than this has probably been the best booked match going into AEW Revolution. And here's my thing. I think Bryan Danielson is going to win this match. But I think both of them are going to be a mess come the end of the match. You know, AEW loves their blood. They love their blood. And with that being said, I think that Bryan's going to be bleeding. Moxley's going to be bleeding. Bryan's going to pick up the victory. John Moxley's going to get up, look angry that he lost the match, extend the hand out, shake Bryan Danielson, exit the arena, and we have a new tag team in AEW. That's the way I see it. And mark my words, by the next pay-per-view, Bryan Danielson and John Moxley will be one for the tag team championships. Will be in that aspect. I see that's the way this is going. I think both Danielson and Moxley are up there for the AEW championship match. Obviously, Page is a face at this point. It's difficult to get the title off him. Face versus face never works in any sort of aspect. You just don't know who to root for. It's annoying. I hate it when they do that in wrestling, and they do that often. It's the same when you have a heel versus a heel. You want to just boo everyone, so you don't give a toss who loses and who wins, really. You know, it's that concept. So I don't see that happening in time. That's why I'm going tag team. with this one. Bryan Danielson for the win. Kyle, let me get his prediction here quickly. I lost it on my page. Kyle has gone with John Moxley to pick up the victory as well. So he's going in the same sort of bread as Nash and just Nash, yeah. The same on this one. So there we go. We then move into the last of the non-title matches. Remember, we always do title matches, big title matches at the end. I don't count the TBS title as the big title. I apologize if I offend anyone. But we've got a match which should have happened maybe about 3 months ago.
Yeah.
It had literally 3 months of promos. And yeah, some of them have been good promos. Some of them have just, been a repeat of what they've been saying for the last 3 months. And that is CM Punk versus MJF. And you know what? I'm just say it. I don't get the hype over MJF's latest promo. I don't get the point of him coming out and saying how much he loves and idolized and all this stuff and talking about his childhood, how he wanted to be this and this and this. And everybody's going on about, oh, it's the greatest. It's not. Okay. My opinion, lambaste me in the comments if you want to. I don't care. I don't see the hype MJF and CM Punk's promos. They had really good chemistry in the beginning, but it's literally been the same thing for the last 6 weeks, in my opinion. With that being said, I'm excited for the match. I am, because they've built it up to the point where even if you don't watch wrestling or you don't watch AEW regularly, CM Punk MJF rivalry is there. They've done a lot in that 6 weeks to build it up to the point where you want to watch this match. The stipulation is a bit stupid in my opinion. I hate dog collar matches. The last time we saw in AEW was with Cody Rhodes and that's what mine's going back. What was it?
What?
It's Cody and
I can't remember because I went on a diet from wrestling for a while, so I don't remember this match that you're talking about. We gotta Google this real quick.
I'm Googling it. I have to. There we go. Cody versus Mr. Brody Lee. That's who it was. There we go. Okay. I knew it was. I was thinking. At least I was there. And I mean, that was a good match. It wasn't fantastic. It wasn't great. I think that might even actually been Brody Lee's last match ever, which is a bit sad. But dog collar matches are pointless. WWE's had tons of them, and they just never work. It just feels clunky and awkward amongst the wrestlers. With that being said, MJF needs a win a whole lot more than CM Punk needs a win. And I'm making here. You can toss a coin at it for like a one, and then he'll be in the AEW World Championship picture moving forward. 100%. The man is way too hot at this point not to have him in the AEW World Championship. And if they don't put him in that sort of in line for a title opportunity, then I'm afraid Tony Khan has no idea how to book red hot stars. Because at the moment, everybody's on MJF. He might be average in the ring, and he is average in the ring. He is still hot commodity at the in the same breath as you look at it as if WWE, you have someone like Austin. A lot of guys don't like Austin Theory, but he is red hot at the moment. He has, at the age of 24, wrestled at WrestleMania. He has wrestled at a Royal Rumble. He has eliminated people from a Royal Rumble. He has defeated the likes of Bobby Lashley, Kevin Owens, and Seth Rollins. And he participated in an Elimination Chamber match and was the last man in that match. Last man standing, basically, before Brock Lesnar decimated everybody. He is red hot. And I see the hype over Austin Theory. Yes, the Vince McMahon is weird, but the man's talented. You've got to give Austin Theory that. And I feel that's the opposite of MJF. I feel Austin Theory is terrible on the mic, but great in the ring. MJF is amazing on the mic, average in the ring. That's my theory. Anyway, MJF for the win. That's what I'm saying. Kyle disagrees with me, of course, because it's Kyle. So why would he agree with me on this one? He thinks CM Punk is going to win this match. So that's a prediction for Kyle. You know what? I don't know what Nash and Jeremy are saying. See the logic at all. I cannot see the logic. CM Punk win this match. It makes absolutely no sense of booking. But hey, that's my opinion. Nashville, what do you say?
How can you not know what myself and Jeremy are thinking? You obviously know our feelings or lack thereof for CM Punk. And I have it right here. Jeremy's going with MJF for the win, so at least he's on your side. Because we all know how much he loves. He's the biggest CM Punk fan ever lived, you know? And I have a lot to say coming out of what you said. You know, whenever it comes to a CM Punk match...
Hold on. I know what you're thinking. I know that you are a huge CM Punk fan. But just think of this in the same breath of how I'm looking at the Chris Jericho match, right? CM Punk does not need a victory. He doesn't need to beat MJF. In fact, if he beats MJF, all that momentum that MJF has built over the last year is for nothing.
You're
That's
wrong.
all I'm going to say.
Let me tell you why. You're wrong. Let me tell you why. All right. Let me.
How does MJF bounce back from this if CM Punk wins?
Let me school you on how this is going to go down. All right. I think you just geez, where do I start? I've got a lot of notes here. Okay, let's be honest. That promo on Dynamite was not the greatest of all time. I'll give you that. It was not it. It was just a regular MJF promo. Actually, it wasn't a regular MJF promo. It was far from what we get regularly from MJF. Because MJF, you know, is a heel. He loves to throw shots. Like he said, CM Punk, you throw pipe bombs, I drop nukes. That's the difference between you and me. But it kind of gave us more character depth into why MJF has this whole vendetta against CM Punk. Yes, this feud seems like it's been going on forever, and it's something that I don't like is when feuds go on far too long. I'm a fan of character arcs. I'm a fan of when storylines go over and, you know, they come full circle. This has just been one feud that's been going on for far too long. It had all the momentum in the beginning, and now I just think it's just lost all credibility because you had some amazing promos in the beginning. You know, CM Punk and MJF were just throwing bombs at each other week after week, and I think this feud should have ended far quicker than it did. Maybe, just maybe, they brought this feud on too quick, in my personal opinion. And I'm saying that because we all knew their next pay-per-view was going to be in Feb. They just built it up too long, in my opinion. They should have had CM Punk and MJF do maybe a little side TV feuds in the time being, and then kick off this feud somewhere in the middle of January, so that it would lead up to Revolution on March 6th. But they started it early, a bit too early, and it lost steam, in my opinion. Moving forward, I actually see, yes, MJF should go into the world title scene, not straight away, because, and I'm going to tell you why when we get to the main event, because I see something happening with the AEW World Championship here, but we'll get to that at some point. But MJF has to be in the world title scene. He's far too hot right now not to be in it, but I see we're just got to give it a little more time. And I think Double or Nothing in May is probably where it's going to happen. And there's a lot of time between March and May to build something up. It's about 2 months there. So that's how I see that happening. My prediction for this match, obviously, is going to be CM Punk because here's why. MJF has already beaten CM Punk twice in his hometown of Chicago. Don't shake your head, Vas. You know this is a fact. MJF has beaten CM Punk twice. I'll admit that. CM Punk has lost to MJF twice in his hometown of Chicago. There's no way you're going to let MJF beat CM Punk 3 whole times. CM Punk's credibility will be all but gone, and anybody he faces after this will not look as strong.
You can't tell me he's going to lose. No. It's CM Punk. Damn it. The guy was away for like 9 years. He came back and they still got a massive ass thing. There's no way he's going to lose credibility for losing to MJF. No, man.
When are you guys going to get over the fact that he was away for 9 years? Yes, he got his ass kicked in MMA, UFC. Is that what you want me to say? Yes. He lost at MMA. He failed at MMA.
That's the point. The fact that I'm saying is, you can't tell me that if JF, he's going to lose all credibility. The man's CM Punk. He can eat a freaking ice cream and he'll be back on the front pages of AEW. I can promise you that right now. MJF needs a victory more than CM Punk.
And this dog collar match sucks. I completely agree with you on that. What the hell is a dog collar match? Can somebody explain this to me? Because it makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense. I'm assuming it's something similar to a strap match in WWE. I'm assuming it's something similar to that.
The way it works is a collar around your neck with a chain linked to another collar around the other guy's neck. That's a dog collar match.
Oh, good Lord. Couldn't they have come up with a better step? An I Quit match would have been better. And then, if it was an I Quit match, I would actually go with all of you and say MJF would win because it would fit so well with CM Punk's character to say I quit and take his ball and go home. Then I would have seen MJF winning. But if it's just a dog collar match, I see CM Punk winning because he can't lose 3 times to MJF in a row. CM Punk needs a win. They traded him off. They traded MJF to get a win over him in Chicago twice so that CM Punk gets a pay-per-view win. I'm going with CM Punk in the win. You can all disagree with me in the comments. You can all butcher me. The rest of the major players can say what they like. I'm not changing my prediction. CM Punk for the win. And if he does win at the pay-per-view, I'm going to laugh at all of you.
Well, Nashville and Carlin Punk over MJF makes no sense. But anyway, let's move to our final 3 matches. We're going to start off with the Tag Team Championship match, and that is a 3-way Tag Team Championship with the 3rd team yet to be determined, which we're going to try and predict on this one. I think it's a foregone conclusion, to be honest. I don't see any other team other than the one team that I'm thinking of going in. Jurassic Express, which will be Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, taking on Red Dragon, which is Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly, and the 3rd team to be announced. Here's my prediction. I don't have much invested in this match. I think this is just a really, really well. Let me start off like this. I think Red Dragon is a really cheap excuse of AEW to use Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. That's all it is. Okay, they are banking on the fact that Undisputed Era was so popular in NXT, we're going to throw them back together and become a tag team. Now, I get Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly were a tag team before NXT. I understand that, and people love to bring that up. But for about a year, they weren't a tag team because Bobby Fish is always freaking injured. All right? A single star in NXT, failed miserably, went to AEW, tried to be a single star, and failed miserably. Okay. Bobby Fish, as good as he is a tag team wrestler. There's some guys will just never be a single star. And if you think of the history, Jim Neidhart, great wrestler. There's nothing else in there. Marty Jannetty, team wrestler, crazy in the head, but great tag team wrestler. They're never going to be singles guys, and Bobby Fish is one of them. Kyle O'Reilly, I feel, is being wasted in AEW as a tag team. He should be a single star. He proved on NXT that he can be a single star, and they're wasting him on AEW with Bobby Fish. With that being said, the hype is all there for AEW. Jurassic Express as tag team champions have been rather poor. In fact, they haven't done much, in my opinion, other than a small feud with Death Triangle, I guess you call them that. Wasn't it the two Lucha Bros? They had disappeared. So I don't know what really happened there. That being said, I'm going with Red Dragon to win this one. I think the hype is there for them. Like I said, Jurassic Express haven't really done much of the tag team title. The TBA team that I'm predicting is going to be the Young Bucks. We know they've got a bit of a issue with Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. It basically, to me, feels like the Young Bucks and Red Dragon are fighting over their child, Adam Cole. That's the way it feels like. And I think we're going to have a Red Dragon versus Young Buck in an Adam Cole on a pole match coming up. That has to happen. at some point. Come on, it has to. It has to. But yeah, that's my prediction. Red Dragon for the win, and Young Bucks to be the team announced. Kyle, however, wow, Kyle, he's changed the script again. Because the man is just, it's Kyle, So he's going with a Red Dragon win, which is, awesome on his side, because I agree with him on that one. But the tag team that he's chosen to be the TB, which is a weird one in my eyes, is Santana and Ortiz. I don't get it. That's what he's going with. Maybe he feels like they're ready. The other one you could have maybe picked was FTR, but I think they're still injured. I don't know if they're back yet. But yeah, he's going with Santana and Ortiz. And Nashville, is Jeremy gone with anything crazy like Carl?
No. He's actually sticking with who he knows, and that's for the win. He's picking Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. And of course, we know Jeremy. There's no other tag team in AEW he knows except the Young Bucks, so he's picked them as TBD. And I'm actually with him. I'm actually with both you and Jeremy on this one. It makes absolutely no sense. And I'm speaking to you, Kyle. When you watch this video, I'm speaking to you. It makes absolutely no sense to pick any other tag team except the Young Bucks for the win. What is wrong with you? Santana and Ortiz are still embroiled in their feud with Jericho. How can continuity, Kyle? Continuity.
Let's
go with that.
Yeah.
What is Kyle doing making predictions when he's actually a part of this match? Kyle O'Reilly, he's in this match. So what is he doing making predictions? And yeah, so Jurassic Express have done absolutely nothing for the titles. I don't care who out there disagrees with me. Jurassic Express have done absolutely nothing to elevate the AEW World Tag Team Championships. In fact, I personally forgot that they were champions during this entire run. So it makes no sense for them to continue holding the titles. I don't know why they're holding the titles still. I would have stripped them from it a long time ago. Yes, Red Dragon, the Bobby Lashley, why am I saying Bobby Lashley? Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly are going to win the AEW Tag Team Championships. And my TBD is the Young Bucks. And just like you, I have little to no interest or investment in this match. And I just see this as a poor excuse to add Red Dragon and the Young Bucks in a match just to continue their sort of feud over their begotten child, Adam Cole. That's what all this is. And I could possibly see this happening, that at the end of the pay-per-view, we're going to have Red Dragon come out as the AEW Tag Team Champions, and we're going to get them posing with who I think is going to be the AEW World Champion. And I think you know which direction I'm going. I'm not going to make my prediction on that yet because we're still going to get to that match. But that's the direction I'm going in. Red Dragon for the win and Young Bucks as the third participants.
All right. So we're all on the same page there. We're going to the women's match now. It is Dr. Brit Baker, DMD, versus the number one ranked female in AEW, Thunder Rosa. She's on a 4-match winning streak, which also, let me just put this out there. It seems like AEW is moving back towards the ranking system now, with Adam Cole and Thunder Rosa being number one contenders. They're both on top of the rankings. It makes sense. What I don't understand is the women's ranking, Serena Deeb and Layla Hirsch are all on 4-0 matches. In fact, Serena Deeb currently has a overall record than Thunder Rosa. I understand how Thunder Rosa got the title match instead of Serena Deeb. But if we're going towards the rankings, if we're going towards traditional wrestling, Serena Deeb's a heel, Britt Baker's a heel, it makes sense. And I think Layla Hirsch is friends with Britt Baker, so you're not going to put the two of them together anyway. So it makes sense. With that being said, we're going to start with Nash on this one. How do you see the women's AEW Championship match heading?
Yeah, just a correction, and I'm going to correct you this time around. Whenever you introduce Dr. Britt Baker, you cannot rush through the DMD. No. You got to say it like DMD. D. That's how you got to do it. I don't care what your opinion on that is because your opinion doesn't matter. It's D, M, D. You got to slow it down. You can't rush through that, right? Now that we got that out of the way, yes, having Serena Deeb in this match would have not made sense because she's a heel, and face heel thing works so much better than I anytime they've had heel versus heel in wrestling, it just comes off as a mess. Really, it just really doesn't work out. Face versus heel.
I get that. I just don't like their ranking system. That's basically what I'm saying.
Yeah, face versus face also not as good as face versus heel. It just works out better. And yes, their ranking system it's a bit janky. Their system is a bit shaken there. And I don't know why Thunder Rosa is in this match. I get the ranking system. Yeah, she's 1.0. She's on top of there. Blah 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 blah. We get all that, but Thunder Rosa has already had a shot. She's already lost to Brit Baker before. There's no reason for her to be in this match. And this goes back to what I said with the Jade Cargill match. The talent pool in AEW is so thin on the women's division that there's not enough challengers. And I think Brit Baker's practically beaten everyone, if not twice over. There's no one left for her to challenge. And the only reason they're having Thunder Rosa in this match is probably because she's had a shot months ago. Now they're just doing a recycle thing where they're taking people she's beaten before and putting them back so that she can beat them again. Thunder Rosa is not the one to dethrone Dr. Britt Baker. At this point in time, I don't see who else, probably except Jade Cargill, but she's also a heel and she's still the TBS champion, so maybe down the road. But nobody in AEW right now, no other woman is as hot as Jade Cargill and Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. So if I'm looking at it logically, I don't see anyone winning except Dr. Britt Baker. And this also ties in to where I'm going with the main event, because at the end of this pay-per-view, we're going to get 4 people posing on the stage, and all 4 of them are going to be champions. Like I said, you know where I'm going with this. I think some of the viewers watching this know where I'm going with this, but I'll leave that for the last match. My prediction for this match is for the win, Dr. Britt Baker, DMT.
All right. What does Jeremy say about this match?
He's still going. Actually, yeah. Jeremy is also going with Britt Baker for the win. So thankfully, he has chosen to be on the right side of history.
All right. Just to give you guys, Kyle is also going with Britt Baker. And look, my side of this one, yes, Britt Baker has beaten everybody in AEW pretty much. I don't think there's a wrestler that she hasn't faced that hasn't beaten. But I get Thunder Rosa. She's on a hot streak. She's become a meme of eating ass, apparently. It's a thing. Check it up. Just type in Thunder Rosa meme. You'll see it. And this is where I see things going, right? I think this is the end of Britt Baker. I think this is the end of her title run. And the way I'm seeing it, I say Thunder Rosa. No, don't check. Britt Baker, DMD, just to piss you off, is going to lose this match to Thunder Rosa in the same breath that it's going to just cause a massive destruction within Britt Baker, and we're going to see a new layer of that side Baker. If you AEW before NXT, Britt Baker was on the Indies. She used to play that psychotic dentist gimmick, and I think we're going to get more of that. And this is going to tie in with my main event prediction as well. All right, and I'll get to that. But I do think Britt Baker's time is up. I think the fact that they're going to I think Thunder Rosa might be the perfect person to become the AEW Women's Champion. I think she's got enough credibility within the company to carry it forward. It also makes a new, fresh matches going forward. I think the big thing about this is that there's no more ladies left to beat. She has beaten every single heel, face, every single one of them. And I think the fact that they can have Thunder Rosa being champion adds a whole entire new dynamic to their women's division. And I know Tony Khan is paying a lot of attention to his ladies division at the moment. He wants to build it up. And I think the fact that Britt Baker is one of the big reasons he can't build that division up at the moment, because there is nobody good enough to beat her, which is why Thunder Rosa will be that person. And I'm going to pull off a Jeremy. shenanigans are going to be involved. And Thunder Rosa is going to steal the title off of Brit Baker, which then brings us to our main event, the men's championship match. And I'm going to go first on this one before Nashville can give us his rubbish of a prediction. Hangman Adam Page versus Adam Cole, baby! And let me get this straight out first. I am a huge Adam Cole fan. I love Adam Cole. I loved him in AEW. I loved him in PWC, whatever it was back in the day. Up, up, down, down. Adam Cole is great. I even follow him on Twitch. I subscribe to him. I send him subs every now and then on Twitch. I love the guy. The guy is great. He is a fantastic all-round entertainer. He is not going to win the AEW championship, though. And the very simple reason why he's not going to win that championship is because the Young Bucks are going to ruin his opportunity to win it. So, if we go back to the tag team match, Red Dragon is going to win that match. Adam Cole's with his two good friends, Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. Young Bucks will be like, what the hell, bro? You're supposed to be our friend. You our friend, you know? And that is going to be it. They're going to walk away. Nothing's going to happen. AEW match is going to happen. The ref's going to get knocked out at some point. Super kick party to the rescue, destroying Adam Cole. Hangman Adam Page is going to pick up the victory. And then going forward, we're going to get Adam Page versus MJF for the AEW Championship. And that's going to be the guy that's going to take the title off of Adam Page. In this heel dynamic, Adam Cole winning the title right now makes no sense because there is no credible faces going forward. Bryan Danielson and John Moxley are involved in a tag team. Who else is there? CM Punk, Adam Cole? Not going to happen anytime soon. I can tell you that now. Sammy Guevara has already got a TNT title. I guess he's a face, I'm not sure. Darby Allin is nowhere in position. They don't have a good face. Challenger. Adam Page was the last credible face challenger. And you know I'm right. I can see it in your eyes going, damn it, Vaz is correct because there is no one else. Because the thing is, Adam Cole's going to win it, and he's not going to have a challenger. He's not going to have a credible challenger going forward, and it's going to be a lackluster run like Adam Page has had right now. Because Adam Page hasn't had any good quality heels to face. That's the bottom line. He had Bryan Danielson, who tried to be, and that didn't work. I mean, it boils down to the fact that you got to have face versus face. Face versus heel or heel versus face. You cannot have two of the same taking on each other, especially for a title. Adam Page is going to win, guaranteed. And Kyle agrees with me. So let's just put that out there. Kyle agrees. He obviously sees the big picture. Nashville, I know you don't see the big picture. You've made it abundantly clear that you're not seeing the big picture. So tell us. Well, in fact, before you tell us what Jeremy says.
Jeremy is actually with both of you. He's actually going with Adam Page for the win. And I'm going to disagree with all three of you because I'm not straying from my storyline. And shenanigans happening in the women's match, I could see it happening. Yeah, that's sure. But Vaz, damn. You just want to wear more tinfoil hats, do you? Don't you? You just love, you had the thing with Sami Zayn at the Royal Rumble. You had all that nonsense
What is so far-fetched about what I pitched?
Adam Page.
He's been a terrible champion. He's been a bad AEW champion. I'm sorry.
Exactly. Adam Page has been a terrible champion, and this is why I think he should drop the belt.
And the reason he's been a terrible champion, no, because Adam Cole will be in position that he is.
No, he won't. And then here's why.
Well, because there's no credible people to face Adam Cole. Because AEW just books entries that debuts. They don't book long story.
Wouldn't it be awesome if Adam Cole stands on the stage as AEW World Championship, his wife Brit Baker as World Women's Champion and Red Dragon as the tag champions, as the pyro goes off behind them, all four of them holding the titles up. Wouldn't that be awesome? That would be an amazing moment. Come on, you gotta agree with me. That's gotta be awesome.
It would be, but it's not gonna happen.
All right, that's the direction I was going in. All right, I was going in the direction of Adam Cole being champion, Brit Baker being champion, and Red Dragon being champion. So all four of them holding titles at the end of Revolution would still be awesome. And yes, I'm still going with Adam Cole for the win. And I do not care if you disagree with me, if you think I don't see the bigger picture. And so what? If Adam Cole loses at the pay-per-view, it just proves that WWE doesn't have the great mindset that Nashville has in creating great faces that could face Adam Cole by the time Double or Nothing comes around. Because MJF will face a face champion, and it's not going to be Adam Page. I do not want to see Adam Page as champion any longer because he just bores the death out of me. And you know there's wrestlers who bore you to death? Yeah. Well, Adam Page bores me. Yeah, exactly what I said. I'm just boiled up with anger right now because when I think of wrestlers who bore me to death, the one wrestler who comes to mind is Enzo Amoron. Yes, that moron right there bores me to absolute death. I despise him. I hate him. I hate the fact that you brought him up. Adam Page does not need to be champion any longer. Adam Cole, baby, will be world champion at the end of the show. He will hold the title up high next to his wife and next to his best friends, Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish. And that's how the pay-per-view is going to end. My prediction is Adam Cole for the win. And nobody at all, I don't care who roasts me in the comments. I don't care if it's the three of you. I don't care if I'm wrong. I'm sticking with my direction and my prediction, and that it's Adam Cole for the win. Thank you very much.
So, I guess next week we'll find out why Nash is going to be eating his words and why myself, Jeremy, and Kyle will have a good laugh. Because, you know what, we're all down for some cowboy shit. That's what we're down for. Never forget that. With that, ladies and gents, our predictions are locked in. And we found out the reason why myself and Nash don't do a lot of videos together. It's because we work each other up.
Exactly.
All right, ladies and gents, please, if you haven't done so, subscribe to our channel, click the notify bell to get updated on all our great videos. If you haven't done so already and you want to see myself, Nashville, and Jeremy enjoying wrestling, I guess, and some very questionable humor, please go watch our playlist we have up. It's an Elimination Chamber. Nash struggled to edit this video. There was a lot of content to get us banned, but Nash did a great job editing it, so at least he kept the rudeness to a minimum. But please, guys, go check those videos out and tell your friends, parents, grandparents, lovers, haters, whoever you like, PWC right here on YouTube. Subscribe and get notified. From me, your mother's favorite podcaster, Vaz, and of course from the CEO, Mr. Don't do that. Don't do it. Nashville. Been awesome for you guys. Another prediction video in the bag. We'll catch you guys again on the flip side. Peace and chicken grease.